People will only be able to meet you where you have met yourself. If you are the type of person that constantly distracts themselves because you don't want to sit in your boredom, you don't want to examine your thoughts, you don't care about developing a sense of silence in you. Excuse me, midnight. It's way too late for me. I'm gonna be heading home after this one. But if you don't care about that, then chances are you're probably a person that's really good at surface level conversation, right? And that's a skill. I'm not hating. I'm kind of hating. I'll be honest. But because I'm not good at that skill, right? I'm not good at small talk and surface level talk. But at the same time, you may struggle with depth, with actual depth beyond just like, when I say depth, I'm really referring to you being able to see into someone. You being able to see into someone. And the more you can sit with yourself and see into yourself, feel into yourself, especially in the uncomfortable moments, that is how safe that person will feel when you're seeing into them. You can't fake it either, because it's almost like entering a dark forest, right? There's a difference between you walking through a dark forest that you've walked through in that same path 100 times, right? In that same darkness, than you showing up for the first time in that dark forest and trying to walk that path, right? So when even if you are able to get to a point where you start seeing into somebody, they will start feeling the trepidation, right? The uneasiness in you, because they can feel that you have not journeyed, or you have no interest in journeying into yourself that deeply. So that's why I say people will meet you where you have met you, you know? Now, to some, this may be a skill that is probably not that interesting. And to others, it may mean the world to them. If you're anything like me, right, as part of this collective, right? If you're watching this, hi, my name is Simbo Lumen. We are now a part of a collective, you know, and there's a reason why this video has resonated with you. There's a reason why you continue to watch, right? So it's everything to us to be able to have depth and maintain depth in our human experience. The dark side is that if it's unbalanced, that means that it may be difficult to have of course, a surface level conversation. And also, we may just be overthinkers in general, you know? But the upside is that when we choose to balance that with proper presence, moment to moment, well, that means that we can now feel safe in ourselves and have other people feel safe around us when they are, you know, telling you what they tell you. And I even have a feeling, if you're anything like me, that you're probably the type of person that people just open up to, right? Type it in the comments. Are you the type of person that people just open up to? You know, the type of person that you just met someone and they automatically or very quickly feel safe enough to tell you things that almost have you like, ooh, that was a good bit of information, but okay, we'll take it, no problem. You know, it's because they feel safe. they feel safe. And I hope that you don't abuse of that, right? I'm not sure if you would be able to maintain that ability while abusing it. I hope not, because I know that with the type of information people share with me, it would be very, very devious, very wicked of me to then start abusing it for, getting one over on them, manipulating them, things like that. But as our collective, I don't feel like we do that. We honor the vulnerability that people give us, because we know just how much it took for us to even feel vulnerable within ourselves, or to allow, I should say, to feel safe in our vulnerability, right? To feel safe in our vulnerability, feeling like, what else can I say here? Like we can merge with people. To me, it's always been a gift and a curse to be able to merge with people, because some people really appreciate that you would merge with them. But some of those same people should probably not be merged with, So, yeah. The alternative is that you have a very limited depth in your human experience, so others can only really keep it surface with you, because whenever it gets deeper, that is when you become shaky, you become unsteady. So if you want to improve that in your life, right, that quality in yourself, then one of the best things you can do is to just sit and meditate for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes every day. Yes, every day. Believe me, you will get to a point where you look forward to your meditation. I know I do, right? In my morning routine, my meditation is my favorite part. It's my favorite part, right? I have a morning routine to kind of wake me up, brush my teeth, drink some water, stretch, do some Qigong for several minutes. Once I feel like I'm sufficiently awake, there's nothing really like sitting in a meditation and relaxing, especially when things are still quiet around you. So developing that sense of inner silence, it's not like your silence is not there. It's that we rarely tune into that. We rarely tune the dial to that radio station, So, yeah. I forgot what this message is about, but I know that whatever collective has resonated with this will benefit from the insights, and at the very least feel like, hey, we're not alone. There's other people. There's other people who are like this. Unfortunately, a lot of us are isolated. So it's hard. It's hard to find good company. And with people like us, once we do genuinely find good company, especially company that, is on their inner silence, presence sort of thing, being in the moment, that type thing. Not being in the moment is like, yeah, let's go out clubbing because I'm in the moment. Or not that that's like off limits, but if you're going out clubbing every weekend because you want to live in the moment, like that's not living in the moment. You're probably running away from something. But anyway, those people who are more just those people who are better company, right? Who can, at the very least, maybe not match our depth, but not feel afraid of it. You know, some people feel afraid. In fact, unfortunately, some people feel like you're toxic because of it. Because some people are triggered by someone seeing deeply into them. And to you, it may not even be so deep. That's kind of the strange dilemma that they face, that we all face, is to you, you may just be looking into someone's eyes and noticing the tiny nuances in their face as they say something to you. But to them, they've never had someone listen as much as you do in just a few seconds. So that may be terrifying to someone. And usually those are terrifying to the people who don't listen to themselves, really, because they're too distracted, you know. So I do know that this message is going to reach the collective that it needs to reach. I trust that. And I look forward to sharing something else with you very soon.